a member of the Muskogee Creek Nation, which my Muskogee name is Locha Sako, which there's no good English spelling that can be pronounced, but it means big turtle. What we have out here today is really a two-part event. One which is a Native American gathering in the modern style, in which you have a dance circle, you have a bunch of flute players, fancy dancing, a bunch of arts and crafts and modern Native American culture. People have come in from around the country. We'll have a battle reenactment of the Battle of the San Falasco Hammock, which happened on the 18th of September 1836. This is essentially a year and 3/4 into the war, which was a 7-year war. It was the longest of any of the Indian wars fought between the United States and an Indian nation. And it's one of the wars it's one of the battles that we didn't do so well in. They raided on and let them run off a whole bunch of field hands who were out in the fields picking corn, and as they were heading back into town, they were ambushed by the Seminole.
Indian, get out of here!
What happens next is they go and tell the soldiers, hey, there's a bunch of Seminole out there. Of course, that's exactly what the plan was, that they would go off and tell. Next thing the soldiers do is they send out scouts to try and find out what's going on out there. They also had the advantage of a very large cannon. So when the Seminoles, had this little scenario set up, and the people of Noonanville and Fort Gilead fell for the trap, but the Seminole got more than they expected.
This piece I'm working on will become one stave for a wooden bucket. Each stave starts as a split and gets shaved down with a draw knife to produce the split, or produce the stave. That piece will end up looking like that. It's hollowed on the inside, rounded on the outside, tapered in the length and the width. Takes about 12 of those staves to make one bucket. And they're held together just with the metal bands. There's no glue or any nails.
Generally, the blacksmith made all the tools for whatever you needed. Without the blacksmith in a small community, you couldn't survive. You couldn't go 30, 40 miles and make a trip all the way across the country to go get something.
I make brooms. This is some of my brooms over here. I've done them on the antlers, and my husband makes the broom handles.
This is the musket, as he was just got through mentioning. It too is the flintlock, the same as his, same firing mechanism. But the barrel is like a shotgun. It's smooth, thinner wall, so it makes it a little bit lighter weapon to carry. I've actually cut 8 inches off of mine to make it easier to carry through the woods while in fighting situations. And like you said, that it's not as accurate, but I can load it faster. I can get maybe 3 rounds to the time that he's going to get 2 rounds. I could carry the lead balls in my mouth, pour powder in the ball, and just spit a ball, or powder down the barrel, and just spit the ball down the barrel, wrap it one time, and I'm good to go.
An original Native American earth drum. This is not a powwow drum. There are a lot of powwow drums out there. There are few and far between earth drums that are this size. She is named Thunder Turtle because she is so large. That's where you get the thunder and the sound from her as well. The marking of the turtle was a natural marking that we left. We didn't take off of the drum when we retrieved her. We kept it on here, and so her name became Thunder Turtle.
This camp is what you would see in an extended hunting camp. Without this over piece, it would be a warrior's camp, where everything could have been rolled up into that canvas, carried onto his back, and gone to the next place. What I have up here is a split between pre-trade items of war and trade items of war. Over on this side we have the long bow. We have a short bow that was used a lot for hunting and war because it was quick to draw and a very powerful small bow. We also have the throwing arrow that goes with an atlatl. This is the tip, which sit inside the arrow. The atlatl would hook on the back side, and this would increase their power almost tenfold. And they were strong enough to penetrate the mastodon that was in this part of the country. Blowguns were used for small animals, usually made out of fire-hardened lighter that would penetrate a small animal. And it's just like any other blowgun would be. Set it in, just seat it, blow at your target, and you could hit it.
That's elderberry there, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. This is an 1803 Harper's Ferry flintlock, 58 caliber. This was the weapon of choice used by Lewis and Clark on their expedition.
What did people drink when they were thirsty and hot and tired back in the colonial period, long before they had Gatorade or any of the sports drinks? They didn't drink water back in that time period because they didn't know good water from bad water, safe water to drink, and water, if they drank it, it would make them sick. It was back in the era of cause and effect. They drank something and they got sick, they figured, well, you know, all water's banned. So what did they drink when they were hot and thirsty and tired? They drank Switzel. Switzel is a water-based drink. It has honey, molasses, apple cider vinegar, and ginger. And you can drink it either warm as like tea or coffee, or you can drink it cold. And this is a cold variety. And it's very, very good. And it's very, very good for you. It's good if you have the cold, it's good if you have the flu, sore muscles, arthritis. So it's very good for you. All of those ingredients, the honey, molasses. So let me just sample it. Excellent.
You know, I think you're so nice, and you come out here to visit us, and I have something for you. Okay? Here you go. Now, that means we're friends. You're a friend with all of us right here.
Thank you.
Is that pretty? Well, it goes to a pretty girl.
Thank you so much.
I love movies
Yes, but not like
that's
this.
special.
Those are special.
That comes from us to you. That's a sign of friendship, and because you're such a nice young lady.